A
Eita.
noble stand, albeit a misguided one.
Fala aí galera, beleza? Eu sou o Rafael e sejam bem-vindos aí a mais um vídeo aí de gameplay do canal Gamertag Brasil e trazendo mais um episódio aí de Final Fantasy XVI aqui no PlayStation 5, galera. E se você gosta desse tipo de vídeo aí, visite a playlist do nosso canal para conhecer nossos conteúdos, né? Lives e gameplays, vídeos de unboxing, review de equipamentos e acessórios games, beleza? Já aproveita e deixa aquele like no vídeo. Se não for inscrito, se inscreva no canal, né? E ative o sininho para estar sempre recebendo as notificações, né, dos nossos conteúdos, beleza, galera? Então só vamos para play. Então bora lá. Bora lá. Aqui, dar continuidade aqui de onde a gente já havia parado, né? Então, só vamos, man. Vamos lá. Esse jogaço aqui. Será que tem pra cá, hein? Deixa eu ver o mapa. Loja. Não, mano, eu vou a missão, velho. Será que tem alguma coisa nessa loja aqui? Vamos lá dar uma olhada? De repente tem alguma parada maneira, né, velho?
Does that one have blood on it?
And what can I do for you? Go on then.
Deixa eu ver aqui, não. A minha é mais poderosa. A minha também é mais poderosa.
Finished, are you?
Não. Deixa eu até dar uma olhada aqui. Deixa eu ver como é que tá minha árvore de habilidades. Da hora. Aprender. E eu vou pegar essa habilidade aqui. Bolada, mané. Deixa eu ver se tem alguma mais irada aqui. Da Fênix. Jogo geral pro alto. Maneiro. Mas essa aqui achei mais irado. Deixa eu ver essa aqui. Pô, essa aqui é bolada, hein? Ó, do trovãozão. Deixa eu ver essa aqui. Da garuda, né? Essa aqui tá mais barata. Mas eu não tenho nem dinheiro pra pegar ainda. Top. Deixa eu ver se tem mais alguma baratinha aqui maneira pra pegar. Não, essa aqui eu já tenho. A maneira essa aqui da Fênix. Vamos juntar um din-din lá pra... Se eu sair gastando, tem que fazer as missões secundárias, mano. Mas eu vou fazer a missão principal agora. O foco dessa gameplay vai ser modo história. Bora lá.
There you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sends his thanks.
No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
Should be back any day now.
Understood. If any...
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places, isn't there?
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Beleza.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission?
One might say the same of you.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on. So, To what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my...
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well, then. To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here?
Vamos lá ver qual é.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target,
tentando dominar o outro,
no
velho.
less ether.
Doideira.
It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could
Vamos ter que ir atrás desses reis aí, né,
to
velho?
be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to...
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Vambora, então. Fale com o Harpócrates da biblioteca. Tá bom, vamos lá. Oh. NPC burro.
Norseman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not
Moleque,
heard for a long
Harpócrates parece que é de
time.
plástico.
So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Already? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind.
Not too tired to go filching Coop. Always got a pocket for
Os
him.
dois, velho.
Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
The loss of their parents, Titan took much from us that night. And the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right. I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Lar do Oscilar.
Into the toll. I hear a new shipment's just arrived.
Ali é a carta de Gav. Beleza. O exército republicano marcha pelo Império nas Orlas Gêmeas, e os homens da rocha foram convocados à linha de frente. Eu sinto que algo importante está para acontecer. Quando eu voltar, te deixarei a par de tudo. Beleza.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now? Now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
É, mas o Joshua tá vivo, né, velho?
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
Territórios do Norte. Ih, gameplay com o Joshua? Aí sim, com a Fênix, moleque.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you...
Pô, pensei que ia ter o gameplay com o Joshua, velho. Que nem no começo.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
A tormenta crescente.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
Beleza. Isso aqui é o quê? Amor. Ah, não, tá. Bora. Opa. É pra lá que tem que ir. Ué? Vou ter que dar a volta, né? Entendi.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing.
And now she's missing. She's fallen into the hands of the...
A couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the... They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might...
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Beleza.
Just say the word. Daban, when it comes to the old
Mano,
fisticuffs.
tem que falar com umas quantas pessoas aqui, velho.
Of course.
Então vamos embora. Bora pra missão.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
We are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical, shall we?
Sid?
Someone said you'd be coming.
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but...
Any idea where?
Judging by that...
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, if one of the locals heard something... I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the...
Beleza, priorizar. Então vambora.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
Entendi.
But to culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
Cancela. Beleza.
Over here! This one. Get him.
Dá um dinheirinho aqui, né?
Look.
Não, pra lá que eu tenho que ir, é. Vou ter que dar a volta por aqui.
Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The Abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then... they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields. Is this some sort of
Vamos lá.
twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Get him! Sick him! Over here!
Seguindo um din-din aqui. A missão.
Time to fight.
Ó.
This one.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
Nossa, velho. Olha o que o Éter fez ali. Nos corpos. Mas acho que alguém finalizou eles antes, sim.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes
Agora vai geral.
shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness that we may purge
Olha o Cavaleiro
the light
Negro
and
bolado,
welcome
velho.
lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
É maneiro o poder do Cid, mano. Nossa, tu viu? Tu viu essa bugada? Ligeiramente.
I think so. I didn't see the abbot.
Vamos lá.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him.
Clive.
We're friends of Martha.
If only. The Black Shields will return. Rosaria will never be saved. Tell Martha to beg Sid's aid. And tell her
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers... They didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the Abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearer's remains.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. If the Abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting.
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
Boa angústia.
Get him. It's over. Get him. Go, Torval. This one. Attack.
Boa, isso.
This one. Over here.
O poder do Cid é bolado. Será que dá pra ir por aqui? Não. Eu tenho que dar a volta, né? É, vou ter que dar uma voltão. Ih, já tem um bichão bolado ali que ainda não enfrentei ainda. Armen, sei lá. Vamos lá. Nossa, que bicho é esse, velho? Tá. E ele é forte, tá?
What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
This one. Yeah. Go, Torval. This one. Yeah. There's more. This one. Go, Torval. Torval, kill. Now, Torval.
Vou precisar quebrar essa. Agora sim.
This one. Sick of. Get him. Attack. Go, Torval. This one. Attack. Go, Torval. Over here. Go, Torval. This one. Over here.
Tem que sair desse campo.
Go, Torval. Get him.
Nossa, ele tá recuperando a vida dele, velho.
Get him. This one. Go, Torval. Over here.
Ué, morri? Nossa. Eu tinha que sair daquilo ali, naquela hora eu não saí. Nossa, velho. Que isso? Nossa, olha isso. Ele voltou geral. Tá de brinks. Eita, que doideira, velho. Ué. Ué, peraí. Ué. Que doideira, meu irmão. Vou lá. Vamos lá. Como é que eu faço para ir para lá? Nossa, eu voltei tudo isso, irmão. Não acredito nisso. Eu vou ter que subir para descer. Eu tenho que descer daquele lado de lá. Será que dá para ir por aqui, mano? Não, não dá não. Pô, inacreditável isso. Inacreditável isso.
They called themselves our countrymen.
Tá, o bichão tá lá ainda, ó. Vamos lá ver qual é. Olha ele lá. Que doideira, velho.
Nothing. Get him. Kill. This one.
Não, sai daí, sai daí, sai daí. Sai disso aqui. Sai daí. Pô, bicho doido, velho.
You didn't see that coming.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Eu tenho que voltar, é? Eu não posso passar pra lá, né, velho? Dá pra viajar pra cá, mano? É isso aí.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Olha aí.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How?
But I did. The rumors started moons ago. I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about letting...
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these... Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, he asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Libertação. Volte ao esconderijo. Beleza.
Where's Gav?
Vamos lá. Fale com Gav. Vamos lá.
I hear there's trouble. None of the curse breakers ever returned.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, we're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head?
Brabo, uma
And
cristalzão.
how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first.
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers. ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the Mother Crystals. Four Mother Crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
Olha isso, velho. A bancada do Otto está aberta. Quadro de caçadas.
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Fale com Gave. Então é isso aí que ele tá. Então beleza. Rosaria Meridional.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Até o fim. linhagens. E agora é a honra dos Rosefields.
How far do you
Então,
think
vamos lá.
Martha's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can.
Direto, não pode correr não? Não.
Starting with the village of Amber.
Agora foi.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain
Os
which
cavaleiros negros
befalls
ali,
her,
velho.
that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the millers?
Fale com alguns aldeões. Okay. Acho que foi isso.
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants...
Don't they just?
Keep your ears up. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire.
You seen it?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What?
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out.
Aí.
Greetings, friend.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village. You are to leave Amber and never come back. I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. This village will not become another East Pool.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosaria would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Vamos lá.
time to fight.
Eu vou embora pra missão. Para de correr lento, mano. Então tem que ir por aqui. Nossa, ele voltou tudo, velho.
That's a fair old scar you got.
É isso mesmo. Não tem como viajar rápido. Pensei que ele ia direto pra lá.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apothecary, there's some more and more echoes.
What do you think is breaking them? The mother crystals collapse.
You're not going to like it.
Get him!
Bolado.
This one. Over here.
Essa aluna tá só na mordida. Tá, vou por aqui, velho. Dá pra ir? Dá. Tem dois caminhos, né? Isso aqui é um... Não, precisa. Tem uns cavaleiros negros ali? Ou são só uns caras? Ah, que escudo.
This one. Over here. Get him. Get him. Go for it. Get him.
Dá pra ir por aqui também, né, velho? Vamos lá. Tem mais alguma coisa aqui? Não. Olha os bichão lá, ó.
This one. Very well. Yeah. Get him.
Ai, bolado, velho. Que escondidaço, ó. Então, vambora.
Get him! Get him! Kill! All yours, get him! Go for it! Go for it! Attack! Second! Over here! This one!
Aí. Só na tempestade.
This one. Over here. Attack. This one.
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel.
Tem que derrotar aquele mago lá primeiro, ó. Que eu gosto, ele
You have saved us the
volta
trouble of an
a vida deles
interrogation.
todas.
To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria. Get him! Get him! Sick him! This one! Go for it! This one! Over here! Get him! Get him! This one!
Aí, mano, aquele cara tá voltando vida.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends, they are...
Those are Old Hills.
Then we hurry.
find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Que isso, velho, o vilarejo inteiro.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south...
Aqui, ó. Será que eu vou voltar tudo de novo, velho? Pra longeão. Vou ficar bolado se isso acontecer. Não. Vai direto.
They're approaching.
É aqui mesmo.
New bridge. No, I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
No.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. This one. Get him! Go for it! Get him! Go for it! Get him! This one.
Eu tenho que upar esse golpe.
Over here! Go for it! Over here! Go for it! Go for it! Over here! It's over!
tem como upar aqui agora, peraí. Aprimorar. Dando ser maior, velho.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Então vambora.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy!
Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough for everything!
Fuck off! Hang the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! We'll cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
Queimaduras de luz negra.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Vou ver até aqui pra voltar,
Maybe
mano.
they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Tem alguma coisa por aqui? Não, então ali por baixo. Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa aqui da... Não, então é ali mesmo. Deixa eu ver se dá pra abrir esse portão aqui.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Not.
Get him! Over here!
Vou lá desse combo aqui agora.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Aquele carinha do início lá, ó.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Derrote os bandidos,
And
então
let's hope
vamos lá.
Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
We'll show him as much mercy.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of... This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being... While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How
small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt...
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade,
very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end...
And so we shall.
Vamos lá. Escudo e chama. Então vambora.
We'll keep them from the bridge.
The blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
O cara podia dar socorro pra nós, hein?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since. There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Bora lá.
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Get him. Over here. Get him. This one.
Lay down.
This one. Get him. Over here! Go, Torgal! Get him! Go, Torgal! Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern will fight their battles for them.
Get him! This one! Go, Torgal! Over here! This one!
More dragons!
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Get him! This one! Get him! Over here! Go, Torgal! Over here! Go, Torgal! Go, Torgal! Over here!
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Get him! This one! Over here! Over here! This one! Get him! Over here!
So Wade! Found her. There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? Over here! Go for him! Get him! Get him!
Bora, pai. Deixa que vai perfeito.
Get him! Over here! This one! This one! Get him! This one! Over here! Get him! Get him! Get him! Go for it! This one!
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every lot.
Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then... I often wonder if her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, yet be that as it may, it is still our home. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Dutch and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So Wade,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy.
Missão concluída, isso aí.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, He plays the part. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it and the...
Selo obtido.
I shall wear it with
Beleza.
pride.
Be sure that you... If only Sir Ty...
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Posto Isolde, a província imperial. Mansão Rosefield.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had
Pô,
come
bem que a
to
gente podia
visit.
usar esse machado aí, né?
Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue. You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to her serene holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
By your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters.
Monstros. Ai, vai ser bolado, hein?
When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Deixa eu ver aqui, tá. Ele tá pedindo pra voltar pra cá, né? Pro esconderijo. Beleza. Cá estão os monstros. Beleza, eu vou fazer o seguinte, galera. Eu vou encerrar essa gameplay por aqui, tá? Se você gostou do vídeo, já deixa o seu like. Se não for inscrito, se inscreva no canal, né? E ative o sininho de notificações para toda vez que for lançado um conteúdo aqui no canal, você receber um aviso, beleza? Até a próxima gameplay. Valeu!